All right, hey guys, how you doing? Well, just walked out of church from Holy Trinity. Was gonna film a little bit of it for you all inside, but it was really cold. I think it's because the church is brick, and let's just put it this way: inside they have blankets in the different pews, and I was reminded. I had a couple different people who said, "If you're cold, you should grab one." I think it's the fact that I was wearing shorts that made it seem like I probably was cold. Oh, and the fact that my my jacket was soaked through. Because, like, seriously, I was really, really, really cold. I did end up grabbing a blanket. But it was funny because I almost didn't make it. I ended up... so I was leaving the bed and breakfast where I'm staying. And I ran to the bathroom real quick, and you see this right here? It fell into the toilet. I was holding it in one arm, and I leaned down to like flush the toilet, and this thing dropped into the toilet, and so that was awkward. And then I got outside, and it was pouring. My shoes both came undone, and it was windy. Let's just say this: it was a very eventful walk to get to church. But it was fun, and it was definitely worth it. So now, on this cold, rainy day in Southport, I'm going to go back to the hotel real quick, bed and breakfast place, change my clothes, drop off this soaked jacket, and figure out what I'm going to do. Yeah. It's quite a contrast today to yesterday. With it being, as warm as it is, it's like 50 degrees, okay? And, yeah. And the streets are basically abandoned compared to yesterday when the weather was nice. And it was a Saturday and all that stuff. So I don't know what it's like here on a Sunday. Granted, last time I was here on a Sunday. But it was different because it was Easter Sunday. And the weather was actually decent enough. So, I guess, stay tuned. So, one thing I've noticed as we're walking down the street now, as I was cutting down onto like the main street, things are open today. Like all the restaurants are already open, and it's not. It's not even like 11 o'clock. Well, sorry, I think it's 11:15. But it's interesting because I just had expected everything to be closed because I think of like the blue laws in different parts of the states. But then I forget that in England they don't necessarily do that. So if you come to Southport on a Sunday, you can expect everything to still be working, I guess. And because I noticed that some of the grocery stores are open as well, so that must mean that they're maybe they have like Sunday hours or something like that. But just something to know, because now kind of creates more options even for me. Oh, I'll show you. We happen to be stumbling across this little side street here, so let me show you kind of the hub of everything. Now, there's my there's my Washington Monument, that isn't, but we call it that. What it's going to say is this street that leads down to the pier. Here's all of your ice cream parlors. Fish and chips, another ice cream parlor, another amusement place, rock shop, ice cream, more restaurants. This is like the place to be. And look, if you like waffles, doesn't this look good? I actually was here yesterday at this ice cream place, and I had their Belgium chocolate, and it was awesome. Freshly made donuts. It's a cool spot. Amusement games. So whether you're a kid at heart or you have a family, it's a cool place to be. And then, so like on a day like this, even though the weather's crap, there's still stuff for you to do where you can be out and about. Now, I want to show you this right here. So this is Kelly's. it is also an ice cream place right here, Kelly's, and this is in Cornwall. But what I like about it, and I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but they have similar coloring to Ben & Jerry's, which is from the States. Yeah. So what we're going to do is, we'll cut down this way. This is where a bunch of the, like, bed and breakfasts are, and these small town inns and hotels. Now, if you go and you see, I think they're more like a collection of row houses, I think would probably be the best way to explain it. But this is where like a bulk of people stay when they come to visit Southport for the weekend or for whatnot. Now, where I stayed before, and I got in the streets screwed up, I stayed here, I think, at the Stanford, at this building right here, my last trip. But they changed it a little bit since last time I visited, which was 6 years ago, so it would make sense. But what I was going to say, different gear, different topic. On the other side of these houses are the bathhouse. Now, I don't know what it is, if it's like public baths or what, but the building looks really old. But I know right next to it they have different types of spas, indoor hot tub. I think it's hot tubs. And we'll just say some indoor baths for people to use. But yeah, it's just a cool street. And again, kind of gives you more of a feel for like what this area. I don't know why I just did a spin. It's like I think I'm cool. I'm like, oh, time for a spin. Here's Victoria Street. Here, I'll show you. You know what it is? I could easily use the gimbal on my camera, but I just like spinning around. And you guys get to deal with, you know, the side effects. Don't get sick now. Alright, so I just left the hotel. We're going to go get some food. But what I wanted to show you is I did actually find the bridal stores, or what's left of them. It's right down the street. It's literally like a couple hundred, it's like 100 meters from where I am. So there's Southport Bridal Outlet. Clearly they've shut down for the time being. Such a shame. And there's the Bride's Secret, Bold Street Barbers. And look at that, it's Kokomo. My God, I wonder if the Beach Boys are around here. I could only be so lucky. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take it. Yeah, alright. I guess this isn't Kokomo. Alright, we're gonna do Italian, because, you know, that's what you do here in Britain. And here's hoping to a good meal. So I went into Sapori, this Italian restaurant and bar. I'm the only one in here. They don't open for another 15 minutes, but they said I could come in, and I'm already loving it. They have Peroni, score. Look how cool this Peroni looks. It's only because I can't find this in my area. I love, if I had a favorite beer, it's this, my Peroni. So this is how I know it's a real Italian place. Yes, I'm fascinated by the bubbles. Here's what the restaurant looks like. Cute. So I got some mussels, and then I got the risotto with the frutta di mare. So it's a seafood-orientated meal. If there's any shrimp in it, the shrimp are probably local, since this part of England is known for their shrimp. Look at this bread. Nice fresh bread right here. Got the mussels in a cream sauce. This is going to be good. You can tell. Alright, you guys ready? Here we go. Here's the test. That is really good. So fresh. Love it. Love it. As you can see by my empty plate and the shells over there, I clearly dislike this meal. It was awesome. So here's the risotto frutta di mare. Looks good, looks good. So, the risotto is like cooked perfectly. And the seafood that comes with it is Super fresh. Like, look at the calamari. I was ready to leave, and then they brought me the dessert menu. So now we have a dark chocolate brownie with ice cream on top. Yum yum. The food at Sapori was really good. I was impressed. The guy did pretty much upsell me though, because I misspoke and I accidentally ordered a second beer, and then I felt guilty about about saying no, I meant water. So he got another beer out of me, and then he tactfully dropped off the dessert thing before I could do anything. And usually I just say no, but it had the secret words of brownie, and next thing I know I'm getting that too. So it was worth it. It's expensive though. I mean, the food is definitely more expensive here. Hey Steve. Food is definitely more expensive here than in Poland. It's actually cheaper than what I would have to pay in the U.S. for where I used to live. But I have to budget this out of being like, okay, well, what am I going to buy now for the rest of the day? Between the brownie, 2 beers, which he could have just counted as a liter, but instead, which would have been like 4 pounds, but instead, no, sorry, it was 5 pounds, but instead he charged me the half pint rate, because that's what I had originally asked for, which was $2.75 a piece. So he made it like another $1.50 out of me. Anyway, hey, camera. Anyway, point is, the whole meal was 37 pounds. So I guess after conversion, it's like $40. So that's expensive. Good, but expensive. Now what to do? What's our next task? This is a shopping area. It's like their version of a mall, I guess. It's interesting. I wanted to point this out as we walk down here, just to take a look, What's going on is that they had is that I can tell that I'm in like either the UK or the States, because there's more people wearing shorts. Now look at this. This is pretty cool. This whole area. See? Just a nice little I don't really have a word for it. It's just pretty in here. Now years ago when I was here, out front of the Pudding and Pie hot food place right there, there was a sign that says, it was something like, let me think for a second. It was something like, eat more cake. They don't steal skinny people, or it's harder to kidnap skinny people. I forget what it was. It was really smart and cheeky, and I'll have a picture somewhere, maybe. I'll put it up. What's amazing how like 6 years changes things, because last time I was here, every one of these stores was filled up, and this time not so much. But I don't know if that's more of an effect of the pandemic than just the shops closing. So this is a cool little side street right here. I'm imagining it decorated with things, with some banners hanging from above, but they have some little tea shops, some bistros, some bars. What I was going to say that's kind of funny. Oh, hi, honey. It's nice to see dogs here that are actually like leashed. Poland. Here, it's like everyone has, like, they have dogs, but like when I was walking this morning for like an hour, there was no one. No dogs out without their owners. Huh. It's weird how that works. Now, if you kept going straight, you would have hit towards the main promenade where all the closer to the park and those rides. It's funny, I was going to say to my mom, hey, look, I found the moose. Les Moose. But I don't think it's a part of the moose that I would, the Moose Club back in the States. Now, this is cool. This is called the Retro Bar. I only say it's cool. I have no idea if it's any good. But I do like the insignia. These townhouses, this townhouse row is pretty cool. It reminds me a little bit of Maryland. Or should I say Maryland reminds me of it? I don't know. But look at all the brick. It's crazy. To me, not to you. Crazy to me. Don't have this many brick where I'm from. This much brick where I'm from. Wow, my English is great today. It was interesting actually when I was at church, because this was the first time I went to like a Church of England service, and a lot of the prayers are very similar to the Catholic Church. So I was like, oh, I know what this is. But then they throw in a thee or ye, and I was like, oh yeah, but I'm in England. Cleopatra Grill, huh? Well, I think I'm on the correct side of the street. Not on the Papa John's part of the street, but on, we'll say, the Napoleon III influence part of the street. With the beautiful park, these nice developed trees that go down Lord Street. I also seem to have found Cleveland Cafe, which I might have to take back what I said in my previous video. Maybe I went to Cleveland Cafe my first time here for breakfast. I don't know. Things blend together. But this park, this nice lush park, how green it is right now. It's beautiful. And anyway, I was like, hey, let's go farther down Lord Street, see what's going on, see what's cooking, as they say. Just out for a normal walk, you know? Now, I know this church is already closed, but I thought it'd be nice to just look at it right here to right behind us. It's funny how all of these churches, they look very similar for the most part, with the darker colored stone. It's interesting, like when I walk by different things, I forget the connection of colonial America with, of course, Great Britain. And so it's this hall right here, this building that I just walked by, this is a Mason building. And if you look up top, it's got the same insignia. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I don't know if you can see it up there. It's the same Mason insignia that we have in the States. Although, if I remember right, there's like, the Masons have a little bit of mysticism. Mysticism to them. Not on purpose, just because it's a private club, private society. Now, right next to the Mason building is this cute street. Yeah, that familiar brick, but I just like it, like the style. There's a big estate right here called the Willows. I don't want to peer over with the camera and be that guy. So I've never been on this part of the Lord Street. This is the road that takes you to Liverpool, supposedly. I imagine it does. That's what the sign said. But just wanted to get more of a feel. Granted, I would probably have to venture more into like other sections of town to get a better feel for what Southport really has to offer. But still, from what I've seen, from what we've explored last 2 days, and from when I was here the last time, I think it's a nice town. And I'll say this, I feel like it's more, because of its location, it definitely has a different vibe than other parts of, say, England, like London, which I don't think you can really compare to, and I shouldn't say that because London's super cosmopolitan, and I'd say here, not so much. Just my impression. Now this building behind me, or in front of me, again, definitely see those Victorian influences. Yeah. But then it's funny because you look like directly across the street, and this building's got different styles completely. It reminds me of like a Turkish style with the, I don't know. Sorry, that sounds weird. It looks like it got influenced by the Ottoman Empire. Or maybe I'm wrong. But the point is, I don't know what my point is. We're just going to keep walking, because that's what I seem to be good at. Is this a park? Have we found us a park? Ooh, Castle Walk. Huh. That's cool. That's someone's house, though. We're not just going to... Birkdale Lodge. So we're in Birkdale now. And as much as I want to keep going, we're going to head back to the water. See what's going on there now that the rain's let up. Alright, so I have a deep question for you. So, there's a sign right here that says no fouling. The dog, and then there's fecal matter. Yet, right next to it is this place called Rotten Row. Can someone explain that to me, please? Anyway, I do appreciate the names. And we're outside Victoria Park right here. I have no idea what it is. I just see some Winnebagos in the distance, some people with their dogs, and me locked out along Victoria Way. Aha. Now I've realized I've come too far down. I have to cut over. After significant research, meaning I turned the corner, I found the way into this park. And I learned, and I'll show you, with these homes in the background, and it also explains why there's benches across the street, is in this field right here, they play croquet. Uh-huh. I say uh-huh because I like croquet. And I wish it had been going on right now so I could watch it. Seems to be a game going on over here right now. I'm not sure. I think it's bocce ball. Well, I don't know how I feel about that. An Italian game on British territory? Whew. Anyway, still pretty cool. Beautiful park, actually. The dogs like it. They foul everywhere. As I look out the pond right now, that's not deep water, and they made sure that... Oh, wait. Sorry. It is deep water, according to the sign. That sign right there says deep water. I wonder how deep this really is, or they just don't want people going in it. Maybe they should just say, no swimming allowed. Anyway, I stand corrected here at Victoria Park. That is not bocce ball. They are doing bowling. Lawn bowling. All right. Thank you. I stand corrected. Across the street, there's a place called Viking Village, next to Valhalla, of all places. But it's a cool miniature golf course right here. It looks like this could be the new Kuiper family golf tournament location. I mean, if we cross the street here and don't get hit by any cars, I mean, take a look at this awesomeness. I know I show it so well from a 170 degrees turn. But trust me, this looks like an awesome miniature golf course. And next to it is Pleasureland, whatever that means. Looks like with like a toboggan roller coaster. So if you're wondering where memories are made, let me show you. Right here is where memories are made. I don't remember this being here, Southport Pleasureland, when I was here last time. Maybe I just didn't walk down far enough. But again, for people that saw the first video, I mean, this is just kind of stating this is why this is a family-friendly place to be. I don't know if I was allowed to or not. I just kind of walked right into Pleasureland. But we're like in the middle of an amusement park. I'm like, how the hell did I get in here? I mean, it's still got like, wow, this is another kid-friendly place to be. Oh my God, the place is huge. And I found this really friendly-looking frog right here that we'll just kind of perch next to and get a lay of this land. Look at this guy. Whoa. Hey there, Smarty. Wow. This place is huge. I mean, not huge in like a Disney World sense of huge, but it's got rides, a lot of stuff to do, food. Crazy. Pretty cool. So, I'm imagining to myself right now, in between the noise in the background, I mean music, just imagine how busy this place is in the summer, in good weather. crazy. You should have seen the look of disappointment on my face when I cut down this corner to look at more rides. I thought, oh my God, there's some animals. And then I looked more closely, and they're fake. Not cool, Pleasureland. Not cool. So as we leave the park, this thing here, oh, of course, now it's starting to slow down. But before, oh, hold on, take that. Look at that. No thanks. Not a ride for me. Maybe for you guys, though. So if you come to Southport, look what you could do. I'm waiting for it to break off, and then I'm going to be like, oh my God, I got that on camera. So what's nice is at least you can easily walk through the park and then get over to the beach. If you look very carefully, there's the water. It's coming back. Can you see it? Can you? I can see it. It's very pretty. That is a long walk. All right, I fled the Pleasureland. Still not really comfortable with the name, but I fled it. And now I am crossing the grassy knoll right here, home of many dogs, and trying to get back for my afternoon tea. You know, maybe you don't know, but usually I make comments about Polish names when I'm traveling in said country, and about how they might have looked at the words before they named a various place or store or restaurant. And now I'm going to have to add Southport, England to this list. Aside from Pleasureland, I'm now walking past an ice cream truck called Mr. Whippy's. I don't know how I feel about that. I know in the States, that wouldn't fly. It definitely would not fly. Look at the sign. It says, Yippee, it's Mr. Whippy. I was going to ponder it and discuss it in more detail, but with these older people walking by, I don't want them to be scared. Alright, so let's focus again on this name. Mr. Whippy. Yippee, it's Mr. Whippy. And then it says, mind your child. What is that all about? Seriously. It's cool when you see these rows of houses over here. I wish I had actually read more about King's Gardens, which we just walked through part of it. And in the first video, we spent some time walking through as well. So like these houses that are right over here, they actually used to be right on the beach. This used to be the beach. And then in the 1800s, late 1800s, when the sea naturally recessed outwards more, this actually became some reclaimed area that they were able to build on. It's pretty cool. And now I'm like, I wonder what the difference is now compared to the late 1890s of how much farther out they have to go. I was going to have a witty comment about rum, because from a distance all I saw was red rum. I did not see that it was a horse, but I have nothing. Nothing at all. It was just cool. It's a cool mural to look at. And with the Beatles in the background playing, I will bid you adieu from Southport, and until our next stop, farther up the coastline here in Britain. Alright guys, peace.